All right, let's get right into it. There's this piece of tech that's, well, it's quietly revolutionizing the entire world of AI. It's called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. Now, that might sound complicated, but stick with me because you're about to find out why this is probably the most important AI upgrade you've never even heard of. So, to really get why RAG is such a game changer, let's start with a super simple trivia question. Ready? In our solar system, which planet has the most moons? You probably have an answer in your head, right? Well, guess what? So does your favorite AI assistant. And there's a very, very good chance it's completely wrong. See, if you ask a standard large language model or LLM, it'll probably tell you with total confidence that the answer is Jupiter. But that's not right anymore. The correct answer, thanks to a bunch of new discoveries, is actually Saturn, with a whopping 146 moons. And they keep finding more. So why does the AI fail this simple test? It's because its knowledge is basically frozen in time, stuck on the day its training ended. And this right here perfectly explains the fundamental problem. You can think of a standard LLM as a student who's forced to take a closed book exam. It's only got what it managed to memorize during its training period. That's it. No textbook, no notes, and definitely no peeking at Google. So this whole closed book thing leads to some really big problems. First off, its knowledge gets old, fast. I mean, if a model's training data cuts off on August 1st, it has absolutely no clue what happened on August 2nd. Second, and this is a big one, it can hallucinate, which is just a fancy way of saying when it doesn't know something, it might just make stuff up, to sound smart. And finally, it knows nothing about your private, internal stuff. You can't ask it about your company's new HR policy or the latest product specs because it never saw that data. Okay, so that's the problem. It's a pretty big one, right? But what if we could completely change the rules of the game? What if we could give that AI student an open book exam instead? Let it look up the answers from a fresh, reliable source right before it has to speak. Well, that, my friends, is exactly what RAG, or Retrieval-Augmented Generation, does. At its core, RAG is a framework that connects a large language model to some kind of external knowledge base. That could be your company's private documents, or it could be the entire live internet. It lets the AI retrieve the latest, most relevant facts before it even starts to generate a response. And I love this quote from developer Kirti Purswani because it just boils it down so perfectly. She says, "We are sending the question, but we are also sending the data or the context along with it." It's that simple. We're not just asking the AI a question from across the room. We're walking over and handing it the textbook opened to the right page. So how does this magic actually happen? It's surprisingly straightforward, really just 4 key steps. 1, you ask your question. 2, now here's the twist. Instead of the LLM just trying to answer from memory, the RAG system first goes and searches that external knowledge base for anything relevant. 3, it finds the good stuff and then it literally adds it to your original question. It augments the prompt. And finally, step 4, it hands this brand new supercharged prompt, your question plus all that juicy new context, over to the LLM. And now it can give you an answer that's grounded in facts, accurate and up to date. So why does this one little change in the process change everything? Well, it's because RAG takes our AI from being confidently wrong to being consistently correct and current. Let's go back to that moon question for a second. Without RAG, the LLM just gives you the old, outdated answer. But with RAG, it's a whole different story. The system first checks a reliable source, like NASA's latest data, and then it comes back with the right answer, Saturn, with 146 moons. It might even tell you where it got that info. The difference is just night and day. Okay, so at this point, you might be thinking, hang on, why not just retrain the model all the time with new data? And yeah, you could totally do that. It's a process called fine-tuning. But as it turns out, RAG is a much, much smarter and more efficient way to keep an AI in the loop. Just take a look at this comparison. Fine-tuning a massive model is unbelievably expensive and takes a ton of computing power. And every time you want to add new information, you have to go through that whole painful, costly process all over again. And trying to make it forget something? Oh, good luck with that. It's nearly impossible. RAG, on the other hand, it's the complete opposite. It's super cost-effective. Need to add new knowledge? Just drop a new document in the database. Need to get rid of something? Just delete the file. It's that fast, that simple, and that flexible. And listen, this isn't just some academic theory. This is happening in the real world right now. According to AI educator Krish Naik, something like 60 to 70%, that's a huge number, of all enterprise-level generative AI projects are now being built using RAG. This is the tech that serious companies are betting on. But maybe the biggest win of all, the most important benefit, comes down to a single, crucial word: trust. RAG is how we're finally building AI models that we can actually count on. And here's how it does it. First, by forcing the AI to ground its answers in actual retrieved data, it massively cuts down on those weird hallucinations. It's just less likely to make things up. Second, it can actually show its work. It can cite its sources so you know why it gave you a certain answer. And third, and this is a big one, if the system can't find any relevant info in its knowledge base, it can just say, you know what, I don't know, instead of just guessing. How refreshing is that? So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. RAG doesn't just give an AI more data. It gives it a library card to a constantly updated library, and it teaches it how to use that library responsibly. It transforms a brilliant but sometimes unreliable student into a truly knowledgeable and trustworthy assistant. And that leaves us with a really exciting question to think about. If AI can now securely tap into and cite both current public information and our own private data, what incredible new problems is it going to solve for us tomorrow? The possibilities are really just starting to open up.